Hey horror fans, once again it's the Horror Miser Money G, and today we're going to talk about The Babysitter. Now, before we begin, horror fans, I want to thank each and all you horror fans. I hope you had a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I just finished a great meal I had. Me and my wife finished a great meal that I had, and I hope you guys had a great and a happy Thanksgiving. I hope your bellies are full. Now let's get ready to talk about The Babysitter. Now, The Babysitter is a 2017 horror comedy film. It was directed by Mick G. If you don't know who he is, he actually did the Charlie Angels film, and it was written by Brian Delfield. The film stars Samara Weaving, Joda Ludus, and Harvey Amell and Bella Thorne. This is a Netflix original film. The premise is very simple. 12-year-old Cole Johnson, who is constantly bullied, wants to know what happens when his babysitter, B, I believe that's her name, B, what does she do after she sends him to bed? And unfortunately, some weird and dire consequences happens when he actually finds out what happens when he goes to bed. What does the babysitter B do? And we have a hilarious comedy situation with some very excellent horror elements. And we're going to talk about the babysitter. Now, as I stated before, Cole Johnson, he's a 12-year-old teenage boy, 12-year-old boy going through adolescence, puberty, and gets constantly bullied on by his neighbor Jeremy. And unfortunately, he still gets babysat by his crazy parents by a very hot-looking woman, by the girl by the name of B. She stands up to the bullies. When his parents decide to go to a hotel, she and B comes to babysit. His best friend's Melody just says, "Why don't you stay up and find out what happens when you go to bed, and what do they do?" So he decides to sneak out of bed and see what B does when he goes to bed. Later on, he hears somebody coming into the house, and what we see is not just her boyfriend, but a series of friends. Max, John, Allison, Sonia, and Samuel. They're playing some type of truth or dare game formatted with spin the bottle. I'm not spoiling anything here because you see it in the trailer. See it in the trailer. It's not spoiling it there. And she goes around and kissing everybody, and she kisses some very goof-looking ball named Samuel. And next thing you know, she stabs him to death in the head with some daggers. And next thing you know, the other friends of hers have cups. It turns out that they are a Satanist cult, a demonic cult, and they want to sever their souls from the devil. And this freaks out Cole to the point he's got to get out of there, and chaos ensues. And that's basically what the premise of this movie is about. Now, I really truly enjoyed this film. This is a very excellent horror comedy film. There's some great horror elements in it. First of all, the film doesn't take itself seriously. They knows what it is, and you got to give McGee credit for his direction. Very nice set pieces that we see in the beginning of the film. Obviously, you have to give credit to the two actors, which is Samara Weaving, who plays B, and Joda Ludus, who plays Cole. They have great chemistry together. Obviously, Samantha Weaving looks very beautiful as B, his attractive babysitter, and like I said, Judith Ludus plays real good as a 12-year-old boy. They have great chemistry together, and their relationship, you can tell that he's obviously infatuated with her. What young boy wouldn't be? His hormones are racing. He wants to get to know B better. Obviously, B, even though we know she has nefarious means for Cole, but I think she actually does like him. But you can see that their relationship is a very strong relationship, and that's really what pulls this film together. Very highly funny comedic elements in there. Robbie Amell, he's actually funny as a jock friend. Bella Thorne is there, who plays the vain cheerleader. She was pretty good in there. Almost everyone is pretty good in there, and I really enjoyed the film. Another great thing about this film, the practical effects are very good. This film is very bloody. It does deserve its R rating, and this was in the picture. And that's one of the things I really truly would wish that a lot more studios would do, is don't be afraid of getting an R rating, because us pure horror fans, that's what we want. This film doesn't shy away from that, not just because of the language, but the practical effects are amazing. Yeah, some of it is a little bit over the top, but that's what you expect because this film doesn't take itself seriously at certain points. Yeah, but that's what really is good about this film. As I stated before, the film is very well paced. I really didn't find any faults in the film. It might slow down a couple of paces there and there, but there's really no flaws in it at all. I truly highly recommend it. So on my scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give The Babysitter an 8. I might have to change my top 5 horror films of the year, Al, but that'll come in later on as we wind down towards the end of the year, and you'll find out what I decide to do with my top 5 horror films of the year. But what about you, my horror fans? Have you seen The Babysitter? Did you really enjoy this nice little horror comedy, or do you think it misses the mark? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about The Babysitter. Yeah, this film was recommended highly by other horror reviewers on YouTube. I think Gory B, and I know they loved it. I know Emma from Spooky Astronaut, she loved it as well. I know Lee and Cody, they loved it as well. Lee from Dumb Drums and Cody Leach, I know they loved it as well. Yeah, and I see why they loved it. It's a very good horror comedy, and I wish they made more horror comedies like this. But I truly loved it, and I hope you guys will love it too. And I highly recommend that you see this film. Well, that's my video for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed the film. And I thank you guys for watching as well. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can become part of the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, my social media links will be down in the description box below. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'm also part of a group on Facebook called Killer Flicks, where we talk about horror all week long. And on Fridays, we have Free for All Fridays. Free for all Fridays, where we basically talk about everything. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules.